Welcome explorers. Today's video is about the introductory part on ADF GVX cipher, which is again a substitution cipher. So in this video I am going to explain you all the things which you need to do for encrypting a plain text by using the norms of this cipher. Also I am going to give you all the historical details as well as the explanations behind this cipher. So let's start the video. So now we are talking about the introduction as well as the explanation for this ADF GVX cipher. So now first of all move to the introduction part. Now in cryptography, the ADF GVX cipher was a field cipher which was used by the German army during the World War I. It was used by the personnel of the German army to securely exchange secret messages between each of the groups of army members to fight in the war and maintain their balance as the winning side. But they finally lost the war, so that is a different thing, but they were actually making use of this cipher for securely communicating between each other in the World War I. And this ADF GVX cipher was in fact an extension or advanced version, as you can say, of the earlier cipher called ADF GX cipher, where the main difference or the main inclusion was the character V. We will see there is not much difference between the encryption techniques which we follow for encrypting any plain text using ADF GX cipher as well as ADF GVX cipher. So actually we have got one extra character here, and other than that everything else is the same. Now this cipher was invented by Colonel Fritz Nebel and introduced in March 1918. The cipher was a fractionating transposition cipher which combined a modified Polybius square with a single columnar transposition. So this cipher was basically making use of some table or grid or matrix, you can say, for encrypting the plain text. And it was also making use of a technology called fractionating transposition cipher, which combined a modified Polybius square. It is not the same Polybius square which we actually had seen in my previous video. It is actually quite different, but the implementation technique is quite different also, and it basically uses the fractionating transposition cipher which combined a modified Polybius square with a single columnar transposition. We will basically see what actually happens in this cipher in the latter part of this video. So, and the final point is the cipher is named after the 6 possible letters used in the cipher text: A, D, F, G, V and X. Now what is the reason behind choosing only this distinct set of 6 characters? So these characters or letters were chosen deliberately because they sound very different from each other when transmitted via Morse code. Okay, so whenever these letters are transmitted via Morse code, each of them has a different dot and hyphen notation. So basically to avoid the confusion of mixing or intermixing of the characters, whenever they are transmitted via Morse code, these characters were chosen and the other characters of the English alphabet were discarded. These were the distinct set of characters which were chosen so as to implement this cipher. Now the intention was to reduce the possibility of operator error. Yeah, so as I already mentioned, the main intention of them behind choosing this cipher was to reduce the possibility of operator error. Now let's move on to the algorithm which we actually follow for encryption while encrypting any plain text using this cipher. First of all, you will have to input the plain text from the user, and then you should input, or you can also define the key square as well as the keyword. Now the Polybius square as well as the key square is the same thing, so don't confuse in those two things. But in encrypting the plain text and making it into the encrypted text, you should use or make use of the key square as well as the keyword. Now after encrypting or encoding the plain text, you will basically obtain one intermediate text which will be having the length twice that of the plain text. And after getting the intermediate text, you will basically have to split it into 2 halves and write the parts below the letters of the plain text. Don't worry, we are basically going to see what happens whenever we are actually encoding or encrypting the plain text in this latter part of the video. And after writing the 2 parts or whatever parts you have got, after dividing it into parts of the length of the plain text, you are basically going to write each of the characters inside or under the letters of the plain text in the corresponding manner. And then you should arrange the letters of plain text in alphabetical order in the due process. Make sure to alter the underlying 2 elements of each of such characters along with them. So don't worry, we are going to see what is actually happening in the cipher or encryption part, and then you should fetch the letters below the rearranged letters of plain text column wise. In the process, keep on building your encrypted text. So in the due process, you should keep on building your encrypted text, and finally after getting the encrypted text, you should display the same. Then after getting the encrypted text, I basically had not mentioned what are the algorithms you need to follow for decryption. It is actually self-explanatory, so I actually excluded that part. Then after getting the encrypted text, you can actually understand what is the main principle as well as the main process or algorithm which we are going to follow for encryption, and likewise you can deduce the decryption algorithm as well. So I had actually left all those stuff up to you, so you can do that yourself. So after that, you should actually consider what you actually need for encrypting and making a encrypted text. So first of all, you will need to take the plain text as input from the user, and then you should also have the 6x6 matrix or the polybius square, as you can say, and you should also require a keyword which is also supposed to be taken from the user. Now let us come to one example. So first of all, I am going to take one simple example for your understanding purpose, and then in the latter part, in the last part, I am going to take one big example so that you can understand the encryption techniques which we follow while encrypting any plain text by using this cipher. So suppose first of all you will have to take the plain text as input from the user. Suppose in this case I am taking the plain text as hello, not the conventional hello but somewhat different from it. I will basically explain what is the main reason for writing like this. So as you can see, I had written one extra W at the end of hello. So basically I am doing this for a purpose. You will actually get to know that in the latter part of this video when I am going to deal with the second example for this ADF GVX cipher. Now after taking the plain text as input, we will have to take the table. Basically I had already declared the table here, so no need to take here. You can take this table as input, or you can by default declare one table and do the subsequent operations. Now this table is known as the key square. So let me write it. This is also known as the polybius square. Okay, so after taking the key square or the polybius square, you basically have to take one another argument or input from the user which is known as the key text. Okay, so the key text which we are going to consider for this example here, because this cipher was invented by the German army, I am going to take the key text as German. And after taking all the necessary input from the user, we are going to encrypt. But before encrypting, we should frame the intermediate text. So let me write it. Okay, so now we are good to go. We should frame the intermediate text first. So how can you frame? You have to go by each of the characters which is present inside the plain text. Now the first character inside plain text is capital H. So you have to find where is H in this 6x6 grid or matrix. So as you can see, we have got H here, and then you should find what is the row level as well as the column level corresponding to this character. As you can see, the row level here is capital X and the column level here is capital D. So you have to write these two characters. So I am going to write X and D. Now do the same thing for the remaining characters present in the plain text as well. So as you can see, the pointer has moved here. You have to consider where is small e in this 6x6 matrix. small is here, and the corresponding row level as well as the column level we have got is D and V. And then we have L is here, so we have got G and F. And then again we have another L, so we have got GF, and then we have got O as the next character. Okay, so corresponding to O we have D and X. And finally we have W. W is here, and we have got F and V. Okay, so this is the intermediate text. As you can see, it is twice as long as the plain text, and then we should try to write the key text. The key text here is German. You should write like this, and after that you should divide the intermediate text into two parts, where each of the part will having the length which is equal to the length of the key text. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and again we have another part consisting of 5 characters. So the first part we are going to write under this key text. So XD, DV, GF. Write like this: XD, DV and GX. And do the same thing for the similar part. Write it below this part: GF, DX and FV. Okay, so we are written like this according to the rules. And then for obtaining the encrypted text, you are going to follow one simple procedure. You have to go from top to bottom like this, and then move on to the next column and again go top to bottom. You have to do like this until you reach the last column. So for getting the encrypted text, we are going to first of all write XG like this, top and bottom, and then go to the next column here and write DF, and then write double D, and then write VX and GF, FV. Okay, so this is the encrypted text. No, this is actually wrong, because we forgot to mention one thing, that first of all, before writing in this format, you should try to go by alphabetical order. Now what does that mean? Now in alphabetical order, you basically have to make sure that you have taken the first character which comes first before all the characters present inside the key text. So for example, inside this key text you have taken the key text as German. So the first character or the letter which comes first before all the characters alphabetically is capital A. So capital A is here. Let me mark this 1, and then we have after A we get capital E, so mark this as 2. Then after E we get G, so this is 3, and then after G we get M, so this is 4, and N is 5, and finally R comes last, so it is assigned 6. So like that only you have to write the encrypted text. So corresponding to A, you have to see what are the two things, or the top or bottom elements. So the top element, let me write in the next page. So before writing, I would like to see what are the things which we are going to write in the next page. So under A we have G and F, GF, and under E we have DF. GF, DF, and under G you have XG. So write xg, and after that in the fourth position we have m, under which we get v and x. So write vx, and in the fifth position we have n, under which we get f and v. So write fv, and in the last position, in the sixth position, we have r, under which we have double d. So write that also. Okay, so we have finally got the encrypted text. So this is basically the this is the ultimate encrypted text. This encrypted text is also twice as long as the plain text, and finally it becomes very difficult if you do not know the main procedure as well as the key text as well as the key square or table, which is basically used in encrypting this plain text, and it becomes very hard for the code decoders for getting the plain text or retrieving the plain text by following the conventional as well as brute force algorithm techniques for deciphering the plain text, for deciphering the encrypted text to obtain the plain text. So it becomes very difficult for them. So that is all. Now we are going to go for the second example. So for the second example, let me take a big plain text. So for the plain text, let me write. So the plain text we are going to take, for example, so the plain text which we are going to take for this example is the prisoner ran away. Okay, so we have got the plain text, the prisoner ran away, and the key which we are going to take, or the key text which we are going to take for this example is the same which we had done for the previous example also. It is going to remain German. And here the Polybius square is going to remain the same. Polybius square or key square you can say. Okay, so now let's start by generating the intermediate text. Okay, so for generating the intermediate text, the first character we have here is capital T. So search for T, it is here, and the row level as well as the column level which we have for this character is X and V. So write XV, and for H we have X and D, and then we have E is here. For E we have D and V, and then we have P. So P is here. For P we have A and V, and for R we have F and X, and for I we have X and G, and then we have S. For S we have G and G, and for O we have D and X, and for N we have, N is here, A and G. And then we have E. For E we have the same thing, that is D and V. And then we have R. For R we have F and X. And then again R, so you can write F and X again. And then we have A. For A we have double A. And then we have N. For N we have A and G. And then we have A. For A we have double A. And for W we have, let us find where is W. W is here, so the row level is F and the column level is V, so FV. And again we have A. For A we have double A. And finally we have Y. So Y is here. For Y we have A and X. So we have successfully generated the intermediate text. Now we are going to write the key text called German. So let us do that in the next page. Now as you can see, we have got the intermediate text as this. So we have to consider characters, or basically we have to consider strings of 6 characters from this intermediate text and write each of the part below the key text called German. So the first set of 6 characters consists of XV, XDD and VA. Sorry, XV, XD and DV. XV, XD, DV. And then we have AV, FX, XG. AV, FX and XG. We have to do the same thing for the remaining intermediate text characters also. So let me write that quite fast. So as you can see, we had got the table like this. So basically we had segmented or divided each of the intermediate text strings into strings which have 6 characters in them, and then we had written each of the parts below the key text called German. So the one thing which you all would have, I guess, already noticed here is that each of the part have the same number of characters, and there is no extra character which is not, and there is no extra string which has the number of characters not a multiple of 6. So that is purely coincidence. You will always get you will always get strings of this sort which will basically merge or be consisting of the number of characters having the multiples of number of characters present in the key text. So suppose if you have got some extra bit of characters here, you can write that like this order. The first extra character will go here, and then the next extra character will go under V, and then A, and it will go on and on until you reach the end of the intermediate text. So finally this is it, and now you have to do another thing. You have to arrange the letters present in the key text in the alphabetical order. So for the same example as we had done previously, A comes first in alphabet before E, and then after E there comes G, and after G we have M, and then comes N, which is in the 5th position, and finally in the 6th position we have R. So now in accordance with the alphabetical order, you have to write all the characters corresponding to each of the columns. Now below A we have DX, you have to go like this, DXAF AA. And under E we have WGVAV. And then under G we have XAGDAF. And under M we have DXXGA. Sorry, this will be A. And under N we have VG, VGGXX. And finally under R we have XFDFAA. Okay, so basically this is our final encrypted text. Which we are basically trying to find out. So this is basically the final encrypted text. So this is how we basically encrypt the plain text by making use of the ADF GVX cipher and arrive at the encrypted text. I had basically shown you two scenarios, where the first one was quite simple, but the second one was consisting of a large plain text. So this is how we basically do this for encrypting any plain text by using the ADF GVX cipher and getting an encrypted text. So that's all from this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you really enjoyed, then don't forget to give it a like and also subscribe to my channel for further interesting updates. I will come up with the encryption as well as the decryption coding parts for this cipher in the subsequent videos. Until then, keep exploring.